The zoo has just exposed themselves by refusing to back down on Simon Ekpa's case. Let me break it down for you guys. So earlier when I told you that there's an order that everybody who has been involved in deploying soldiers to Finland border, because they can't enter Finland, of course, they use the third country or so to stay there, and while they stay there, they immediately want to ginger on kidnapping Simon Ekpa by rightful way or illegal way, the same way they did in Kenya. The moment they realized that Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya, you see, the politicians will go far. They will go as far as possible to do anything to you, as long as you are blocking their food. Except they are not ready for you. The moment they become ready for you, they will do anything possible because they have the money, they have the power, they have the connection, they are the government. But you see, here is one or two. Simon Ekpa has become very powerful, so they don't want him to fly out or fly in to Finland. So every part of that of that border has been secured with top security, and this has yielded more undiluted perseverance to the common people. And I must say the way I should say that the time is now. After they ordered 4 politicians from Nigeria to be arrested, they now realized that these people have been working hand in hand with some people in Finland. I don't know if they are close to Simon Ekpa, but they are just working so that they can be able to hand him over secretly, and before he wakes up, he's already in Nigeria. And that time, maybe Finland and this thing will begin to negotiate and say, why will you come to our country and do this? You don't have any right to do this, They have been exposed. We must understand that every areas we place our voice, in every corners we place our word, one or two things must happen codedly. And by so doing, we must take, for instance, the biggest challenge that has been laid on our table. I will say the way I want to say this thing, because I'm not comfortable with some kind of lies that they tell against Simon Ekpa. But I want to say this very, very plainly and clearly. The victory that we are achieving is beyond humanoid imagination. Think about it. How many times do they want to make a mess of us? How many times? How long? We have been productive, proactive, producing, focusing on the theories that which we must focus on. And by focusing on these theories, everything is making sense. And they're wondering, how are these people doing it? But let them not worry. Because our spies are around the globe. They thought it's let's face them gun to gun, bullet to bullet. No, we're going to be diplomatic. Reasonably. Because we don't want our children to die the way they died before. We don't want to starve them. We don't want them to be starved. But here is one or two. This is victory. And I can smell it with my big nose. We are coming with victory. And this victory will be assured to every one of us. All hail Biafra, the land of the rising sun, he said. The U.S. President has ordered the arrest of 5 Nigerian governors for deploying soldiers to Finland to arrest Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Hear the news in details. Lovers of freedom and freedom fighters, we have been wondering our problem or our crime so far. for demanding the immediate curriculum of what should be done. Yes, they have been wondering why the hate on us, the wickedness, the struggles of what we have been facing. And I will say one good turn deserves another. One good turn deserves another. And that's the good turn we are talking about. 5 governors will be facing the lawsuits. Nigerian governors who dared to disrespect the United Nations order, the Finland territory, the whole guards of what should be done. We must consider hereditary more enlightened, more pursuing, and more throwing jabs on what should be done, because that's where the game has changed. And by so doing, we can all look at ourselves and consider the brain box behind our territories, behind our words, behind our situation room, behind every positivity. That's where the game changes. Because whether we like it or not, we must continue to enlighten ourselves, more possibly, more engaging, and more lukewarm, and what should be intensely distributed. There's no two ways about it. So they're going to pay the price of disobedience, because we know that, of course, so many governors are, providing their private jets, sponsoring their money to see that Biafra restoration does not happen. But I pity them, because whatever they are trying to do, they may end up making severe mistakes. And that very mistake is the mistake that will finish them entirely. But as we fish out these possible effects, we must equally understand that